Om Shanti everyone, welcome to your Brahma Kumaris, the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. We continue to have thought-provoking, inspiring, elevating conversations in our half an hour. And if you've been with us on the journey, you know that a year ago we started our online services as a result of the closure, of the temporary closure of the meditation museums due to the pandemic. As we continue to grow and evolve, it's my pure intention that we also hold the sacredness of those small precious moments that mattered so much in our lives, such as the moment of a glance that you had with someone that had so much meaning. I'll give you an example. The other day I was passing by Sister Geeta's room, who is one of the sisters that stays with me and who happens to also be my mother and who also happens to have a unique, entertaining personality due to her memory lapse at times. As you can see, I'm trying to find a very diplomatic way of explaining her condition. And I went to her room and I was just talking to her and asking, how are you? Is everything okay? You know, we do this exchange with each other called drishti. And so I just said, you know, why don't we just have a moment of spiritual love together and just share a moment of drishti through the eyes? So I did it. And I'll have to tell you, everyone, it was as if I was giving, but it wasn't. She was in this beautiful, powerful place of love that felt like it was a divine love. And she laid there on the bed, everyone, and she just looked at me like this. She wasn't giving me love. She wasn't asking anything from me. She just was. And she sat there and she said, okay. And she just looked, and I was like, I was being cracked wide open and letting go of a lot of other things that I was holding on to. And I realized how powerful, pure love is for the soul. Write that down, everyone. Put it down in your comment, write it as your quote. Pure love is good for the soul. Pure love will heal the soul. Pure love will elevate the soul into something beyond what it could ever imagine. And as that moment in time was taking place, I could feel how beautiful this moment was for me. But if someone were to come in the room and just look at it, they would just wonder, why are these two people staring at each other? Or they might have thought something else. But I just remembered it was such a simple moment. And in that simple moment, there was pure love being shared. I'm asking you right now, is there a place in you where pure love lives? It's asking nothing from anyone. It just is. Are you able to find that part in your soul that just says, I'm just here. I am love. I am pure love. And you just allow that love to do the work. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's like that love will serve the environment. That pure love will serve the cells in your body. That pure love won't threaten the relationship. That pure love has the potential to invite the best of people into your field. And this pure love has the capacity to invite abundance of great things beautiful things, wonderful things into your story. Just imagine how magical pure love is. Can I love you without an agenda? Do you have that kind of love with your spouse, your children, your friends, your siblings, your in-laws, colleagues at work? What kind of love are you giving everyone anyway? Have you ever found yourself counting how much love you've given, so you expect the person to give you back more? Has that ever happened? So you've heard me say that there is love, but once it gets mixed with attachment, then it changes the whole formula. It's like having coffee with cream. And if you're trying to get to pure love, you have to try to extract the cream from the coffee. It's not that easy. You have to put some sort of an agent, some sort of a chemical to disseminate that milk out of that coffee to get it back to black coffee. How do I get the attachment out of the love? Because it's that mixed in. Yoga. Love for the one above. It's the only way. And every time you just become a little bit detached from all the situations and circumstances that you're used to, you just detach from it. And then you direct your thought energy to where source is. And source starts first with you considering yourself to be a soul, because your original and pure nature is that you are peace and you are pure as a soul. But because we've been holding on to so many stories of the past, we don't remember. So it's gotten mixed. So how do I get it out? How do I get back pure love into my personality when all I've known is love with a motive? I'm your mother, I'm your father, you better listen to me. I'm the man of the house, you listen. I'm the woman of the house, you listen. I'm black, I'm white, I'm Indian, I'm Asian, I'm better, you're not better than me. All of that mixture. So everything has become so complicated. We're not coming from our right minds. Everything has a motive, a deal, something, what's in it for me. We were having a meeting the other day, and we were saying that very few people do what I know I do, and my team and everyone else, like how we do things. I'm not waiting for you to give before I give and show up. It's like let's just keep bestowing. It doesn't matter. Be the one that keeps bestowing. Pure love has that potential. It will just keep bestowing. Keep bestowing, keep bestowing. And as it keeps giving, it strengthens its resolve, it strengthens its memory, it strengthens its recording, that pure love just knows how to keep giving and asks nothing in return. There is a law out there that if you throw a ball up in the air, it is supposed to come down. If you bestow of your energy, it has to also come back. The issue is, we've found ourselves in relationships with people where we feel like we're giving so much to our husbands, we're giving so much to our children, but we don't feel the return of what we're bestowing on them. Have you ever had that feeling? Give me thumbs up on the comments list right now. where you think you're giving so much, but they're giving back so little. Is it? Is it true? Is it that you're giving so much and they're giving so little? Or is it that you're so focused that these should be the people who should give you back what you've given, whereas there might be a whole other group of people who are willing to give you 10 times more than what you've given, but your focus isn't there? Because the attachment makes your world so small to believe this is all you can manage or control. What is pure love? And it's interesting how we slip in and out of it. Every so often we pour a little cream in it, and then we go, no, take out the cream. And I have been learning and experiencing more pure love because of yoga with God. The link, the soul link between the soul and the Supreme Being. There's been this very unique experience. So in yoga and in meditation, for the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, the first thing we practice is to begin to remember and realize that the who we really are is the living being, the soul. That there is a point of living energy sitting behind your eyes. To become one-pointed instead of all over the place, be one-pointed. Just be so focused, so laser focused. And when you can sit very stable in that state of being the soul, the light that you are, then it's as if there's going to be this massive rocket that can shoot up to connect to the source, to God, the Supreme Being. And when the soul begins to experience the energy of God's light and God's peace and God's purity and God's love, then the soul starts to gain this renewed experience. Oh, this is what pure love is like. God never turns his back on us, but we do to God. If he doesn't give us what we want, we're like, I don't believe in God anyway. Look what happened. But he's never turned his back on us. But we never think about the fact that maybe he has been helping, but because my love is so conditioned, I don't even recognize where the help is coming from, because I'm expecting the help to come in this way. Because we're not clear. There's so many stories going on in the soul, and the soul has become so addicted and so attached to them, even the soul doesn't know. So the most important thing right now is to consider yourself a soul. Feel that energy. Go inside behind your eyes. Start to develop the experience, I am a peaceful soul. And from that place, call on the energy of God, the Supreme Being, and say, now, I'm going to remember and sit with the Supreme Being. And pull that light in. And pull it all the way in. As it cleans you up, massages you, gently, pushes out all those memories of mixed forms of love. Where there's love and attachment inside of you, he starts to say, well, let me push it out, let me wash it clean, let me clarify it. And then you start to feel what pure love is like, and you're like completely different than what mixed love felt like. And you realize how when your love is mixed, it's so stressful, because you're always going to have an expectation from someone, or you're going to want to possess them, or you're going to want to control them, or you're going to get angry with them because they're not giving you any of the above. But when there's pure love, look at how God takes care of you. The energy of God's light is there for you, and it's distributing love and light and purity. And that's the energy that you need to to break your resistance, your fear, your attachments. What would you be like if God's love was flowing through you unconditionally? What would be your nature? How would you handle your friends and relationships? Can you feel God's energy calling you, trying to take you to greater heights, into deeper, more meaningful ways of existing? And then you look at the way you're behaving without that connection, how different you are, how different you feel when you're angry, how different you feel when you expect something from someone in which they can't give it, how different you feel when you know you can't control a situation or a circumstance. You just have to go with the flow. It's no more in your hands, so to speak. But that feeling, no? So when you bring in the energy, when you choose, which is what I love about Raj Yoga meditation, you always have the power of conscious choice. Things aren't chosen for you. You have the power to consciously choose. And you go behind those beautiful eyes of yours, and you sit in the awareness of being a peaceful being, and then you call upon Baba, and you call on God, and you say, remind me of who I am. Show me. And in the meditation, what possibly will emerge is that he begins to show you how beautiful you are when you're simple. How easy life is when you try not to compare or criticize or compete with anyone. And he starts to show that you have everything that you could possibly wish for. It's right there. It's in you. And then you say to yourself, is it all that easy? Is pure love that magical? And I would say to you, yes, it is. It's that magical. If we could only remember it and feed into it, then what would our marriages really start to be like? It breaks my heart when a woman comes to me about the way she's being treated in her marriage, or the way she's treating her husband in her marriage, and how devastating it is in terms of breaking down the family and the family foundation, and that they just don't know what to do in their marriages anymore. And sometimes the biggest pressure in the marriage is to actually have the mixture of attachment to the love and the ego, thinking what other people are going to think if we get a divorce, let alone the misery that we've had as a couple. The additional pressure is, what are people going to say? Pure love wouldn't even have that thought. Pure love would somehow either work it out with the marriage. If the person's also emanating pure love, definitely they'll work it out. But maybe pure love will also just say, you know what, I don't think we're connected. I don't know if this is really going to work. And the pure love has the ability to cut those ties with respect, with fairness, and move on. Or another way pure love can express itself, it depends on the person and the situation, is that pure love accepts the person as they are. So whatever they start to give to you, it doesn't faze you. You're like, it's okay, that's how she is, that's how he is. And you move on. Pure love will not condemn or judge a person for being the way that they are in their karmic story. You can get the strength to apply that when you're having a consistent, deep connection to God in meditation. When you wake up in the morning, thank the Divine for giving this opportunity, this space, just that you're here. And you can remember the energy of the Divine more that day. As you're walking and moving around, take moments to pause and just go inside of the soul. Consider yourself to be a peaceful soul. Say Om Shanti and just have a conversation with God. Like, what is this feeling? Where is this coming from? I had a vision of this. Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? Because some of the fears or the feelings that you get are old and past, and they're not necessarily going to happen today or tomorrow, but they had happened. But something is triggering the memory. The attachment triggers the memory. The love sets it free. The love sets it free. So, in your meditations for today, big homework assignment tonight. Before you go to bed, write a letter to yourself and to God. Really a love letter. And as you lay in the bed, you read it over, you think about yourself for a little bit, and what you'll start to feel as you do this exercise is the deep sense of intimacy between you, the soul, and yourself and the Divine. We all thrive on intimacy. Why people chase after relationships is that they want to feel the depth of intimacy in relationships. When in reality, the intimacy comes when you are soul conscious and in God's remembrance. It creates that feeling of something very deep and very pure. Very pure. So the more you're feeling the energy of God's love, then the less dependency you'll have on people fulfilling what you think you need. Because God's love begins to be what feeds your soul. It's the experience of feeling God's pure vibration that's feeding your soul. And as your soul is being fed, you stop demanding so much from people. Imagine if 7.5 billion people can do that. No one will have to help anyone anymore, because they would be all taking care of themselves. So tonight and tomorrow, check your pure love factor and see to what extent you are really feeding that energy of pure love into your personality, into your being, knowing that this is who you are. Your pure love, your pure potential, your pure light. So I'm going to play Vibrations of Love to end the show today, and I want to thank you all for joining us. Please do keep putting in your comments, gang. Thank you. It's nice to see everybody online being a part of the journey with us consistently and beautifully. So just continue to think about these ideas tonight, and feel free to drop me a line and let me know what you felt as well. Ready? Let's go into a nice ending of the show today on Vibrations of Love, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb, but much deeper than that. Love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear, but greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love.